Hello everyone, this is Petko Alexandrov, and today I will explain what is the difference between the cryptocurrency exchange and the brokers. When you should trade on the exchanges and when you should trade with the brokers. So welcome to our YouTube channel where we discuss crypto trading strategies, ideas, tips, reviews about platforms, about individual cryptos, wallets, anything. Okay, we want to improve the experience of our followers because we have a lot of experience, and I'm very pleased to share it with my students, traders, followers. So even when traveling, I like to record some videos. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions that we get is, should I trade on the exchange or should I trade with the broker? I will go straight away to the point. When you want to keep your coins for a longer time, you need to go for the exchange. If you want to speculate and buy and sell quickly, so for example, buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon if there is movement, then you need to go for the Forex broker. Why I say Forex broker? Because the brokers that offer cryptocurrencies nowadays, they started all with Forex. Okay, most of the brokers are Forex brokers because their main business was the Forex before the crypto came out. Okay, so what is the difference, and why I say that if you want to keep your coins longer, you go for the for Coinbase, Binance, or any other crypto exchange. The difference is that on the exchanges, when you buy coins, you actually get the coin. Okay, you get the token, you get the chance to put this token in your, or this coin in your wallet, and you don't have any fees for holding them in your wallet. You can hold them for months and years, nobody will charge you for that. Okay, while with the brokers, if you buy Bitcoin, for example, you will be charged every night a small fee called swap. And this is a very small fee compared to the fee you pay on Coinbase when you initially purchase. Okay, let's take one Bitcoin for example. If I buy one Bitcoin on Coinbase, I pay usually about 300 euro for the moment in 2020. I'm recording in December 2020, okay, that's why it's a little bit rainy in Bulgaria this time. Usually snowing, but as you know, the climate changes unfortunately, and it's not snowing. So if I buy one Bitcoin, I pay at the moment about 300 euro as a fee on Coinbase for a complete Bitcoin. While with the Forex broker, I will pay just the spread, which is about, with the different brokers it's different, but let's say it's somewhere about between $10 and $30. You see the difference? Exchange 300 euro, broker $20 average. It's a huge difference, okay? But what happens here with the broker is that if I keep my Bitcoin overnight, I will pay somewhere between $6 and $10 as a fee. Okay, so every night $6, $6, $6, $6, $6. So you see what happens if I keep the Bitcoin long enough, it will get more expensive compared to Coinbase. So personally, I use the brokers for automated trading, where I trade with robots on MetaTrader. And this is because the robots are buying and selling daily. So some of the robots will buy in the morning, or will sell in the evening, or in a few hours time, and or others will just hold the trade for a few days and they will sell it. So I keep the low fee here. And the difference as well here is that on Coinbase or on the other exchanges, we cannot trade with robots. So that's one of the differences, that if you trade with brokers, you can trade with robots. This is what I do. And if you buy coins on the exchange, you cannot do automated trading. The other difference between the two is that you don't physically buy, and this is something that many beginners don't understand. When you trade on the broker platform, you don't physically buy the asset. It's, especially for the cryptos, it's very hard to say it physically, right? But let's call it physically because I can still put it on my ledger. Okay, I can put actual cryptos on my ledger on my device. For example, a ledger is a wallet, hardware wallet for cryptos that I use, and it's a very secured one. So on the forex brokers, what we have is not actual coins that we buy and sell. There we trade CFD contracts, which is called so because it stands for contract for difference. Contract for difference means that every time I buy a Bitcoin, I make a contract with the broker that if the price goes up, I will benefit that difference. Okay? If the price goes down, I will lose that difference. This is called CFD trading. So I don't actually purchase Bitcoins or any other coins. I don't purchase euro. I don't purchase gold. It's CFD trading. And this is very popular method of trading, and especially for the Bitcoin. After that, in 2018 was the best time for me using brokers. You know why? Because the Bitcoin was crashing. It was just that stone falling down, and with the brokers you have the option to sell even if you haven't bought it previously. Okay, so how it works, I fund an account with the broker. For example, I fund a $10,000 account, and I can use these $10,000 to sell something on there, the Bitcoin. I'm talking about the Bitcoin in 2018, and I can benefit the difference if the price falls. Okay, so if the price falls from 10,000 to 6,000, if I sell on 10,000, I will benefit this difference of $4,000. Even I didn't buy anything previously, even if I didn't have any coins previously. Okay, that's the difference of trading CFD and when trading on the cryptos. So which method I would suggest you? Depends what you want to do. I do them both. On the exchanges, I invest in cryptocurrencies. Okay, I buy and I hold them for a longer time. On the brokers, I trade personally with robots, where I'm buying and selling daily, and I pay much lower fees. And one more time, on the brokers with the MetaTrader platform, it is allowed to do automated trading with the robots. Okay, for the Bitcoin. And one another disadvantage here, it's just pros and cons for both of them, right? So one another is that the brokers on MetaTrader, they will not offer a lot of assets. Usually they have just the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple. That's what I've seen the most with most of the brokers. Okay, while on the exchanges you can buy so many, and I think it's a matter of time until the brokers start offering more cryptos on MetaTrader that we can trade with robots or manually. But something interesting I learned a few days ago is actually that the FCA regulated brokers are going to remove CFD trading from the MetaTrader, which was quite surprising. I personally don't know why they took that action. Even they lowered since 2018. There was the ISMA regulation, which a restriction that lowered the leverage to 1 to 2 for cryptos in Europe, which is 1 to 2. Okay, that's we were used to do 1 to 100, 1 to 200, 500, and they lowered to 1 to 2, which means that we really needed a lot of capital to trade Bitcoin on the brokers. And now they just ask all the FCA regulated brokers to remove coins from their platforms. So I guess the only solution from there will be to trade with non-FCA regulated brokers, which is something I personally don't want to do. But that will be from January 2021. I think this will be the only way to go for algorithmic trading with the Bitcoin. Okay, non-FCA regulated brokers and MetaTrader. Still, there are other regulations, of course, but FCA for the moment is like the strictest regulation for the forex brokers. And if you're using, guys, if you're using forex broker with MetaTrader, make sure it's regulated. That's super important. Okay, make sure to have FCA, SISEC. It's in every region it's different regulator. So make sure you check which is the regulator for your country and choose a regulated broker. Same with the exchange. Coinbase is a regulated and licensed exchange, for example. That's why I initially started using it, and I saw it super friendly, super easy, and I record that's one of my longest courses on Coinbase because it's very easy even for beginners to start with Coinbase. Okay, so always go for the regulated brokers and exchanges. So these are the difference between the two. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you found that video useful, thumbs up, and I will see you in another video, guys. Cheers, bye.